Generational Wealth. We are a growth community. I'm your girl, B. Burrell, and I'm a part of this amazing organization. And all we do is focus on spiritual wealth, body, physical, mental, emotional, financial, and social wealth. And we just focus on these key areas of our life, which is completely your entire lifestyle, so that we can continue to grow and prosper and become the best version of ourselves. So tonight I want to focus on patience. All right. Patience, 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 patience. Y'all believe we can use some more patience? Anybody else can use some more patience? Right? Patience, patience, patience. And so I'm going to break down these different words, and it's going to be in sequence that we really need to focus on when it comes to patience, right? Whether we're patient with people, right? Somebody in your career, somebody in your profession, somebody in your business, somebody on your job, right? Trying to be patient with them, somebody in your family, or just patience towards acquiring new skill sets, patience towards attacking new abilities and acquiring new things. I'm running out of patience. Let's re-up on some patience on tonight. Y'all drop re-up in the chat box. Re-up, re-up. It's time to re-up tonight. So we're going to re-up tonight. The most important word in your journey is going to be patience, because patience also correlates with gratitude, but you have to understand patience puts you in a position of clarity. It puts you in a position of clear vision and clear. And I'm going to focus more on obtaining something. So we need patience to acquire those things. When it comes to people, when you have a patience with people, that's just how kind of what Sean states, when you start to learn to discern, to cut yourself off and to separate yourself from certain vibrations as you grow as a person. And the only way you grow is by reading your word, doing personal development, listen to audios and reading books, right? You can't just be home and you can't just do day-to-day activities and never learn anything new. If you never expose yourself to new information, we're ultimately the same person. I mean, you can be 50 years old and still have the mindset of you were when you were 21. Now, experiences along the way may help you to become better, but that doesn't necessarily mean you've gained certain abilities and character traits along the way. So think about that. Am I still the same version of myself from a year ago, 2 years ago? So that's a scary thought. But what patience does provide, it provides clarity on what it is that you want. I'm very clear on what I want. I mean, it's just, I don't have any doubt. I don't have any question about what it is that I personally want for myself. So I'm very clear about what I want. And and because of my relationship with God, it also allows me to not put myself into this physical plane when it comes to time. I'm not connected to linear time. I may use it for my schedule, right, to make sure I'm getting things done, to make sure I remain productive. But when it comes to the process of obtaining goals, I am not connected to linear time. So the first thing you guys want to, and I'm going to bring back time around, but just keep that in mind. Linear time, if you don't really understand spiritual time and linear time, it will handicap you and immobilize you, because you're dependent on counting the days and the time that's went by versus, okay, I'm very clear about what I want. I'm going to be connected to what I want. I'm just going to keep doing it until it happens, right? People never make a quality. I'm connected to what happens. And a lot of times people start being so dependent on time because we grew up in society where our kindergarten is a year. First grade is 1 year. Third grade is a year. So you start getting used to things that have already been mapped out for you, right? They've already mapped out how long these things will take. And ultimately, they actually take longer because they're still not even teaching you the necessary things for you to flourish as an adult. Anybody been there before? You sit there and think back like, man, I did 18 years of my life in school, and what did I gain from it? Now, some of us gain social skills. Some of us gain how to just learn and how to listen and how to sit still. Those things that you've learned along the way, how to take a test, how to study. But ultimately, they didn't prepare you how to thrive in your career. They didn't prepare you how to thrive in your finance and your physical nature, your social nature. They didn't teach you none of that, right? So you have been trained on how to be dependent on time, right, to do things, but at the same time, it was incorrectly introduced to you. So not only have you developed a paradigm to calculate every move, but it has taught you to calculate incorrect moves, right? Because those things never really trained you how to flourish. So people never make a quality decision on what they want, and they never make the necessary sacrifice and take the steps to get what they truly desire. And we see that all the time. People always say, I've always wanted to do that, or I've always wanted that. And it's like, I'd rather hear you say, I'm preparing to do that. That is my next goal. So we're living this day-to-day life. We're alive, we're thriving, we're well. And then we have the audacity to not act on our abilities, right? Especially, different countries, different people have gone through so many things. The Jews were, exterminated, well, not exterminated, but the Jews dealt with, a lot of killing from Hitler. You have so many different countries and so many different places, the Indians and then, African Americans. Everybody has dealt with some type of oppression at some extent. But now we live in this world, we live in this country, and we have the audacity not to act on the freedom. And that's what's so sad. Like, I be looking at people all the time like, man, 30 years ago, we were begging to read a book. 30 years ago, we were begging, can we have access to a book? Can we have access to sitting in this classroom? Can we have access to learning? And here we are, we don't even take it for granted. We don't even take it for granted, right? I'd rather you take it for granted. You don't want to take it for granted because you kind of start getting like ego, but we don't even do that. We take it for granted the wrong way. We take it so for granted that we don't even act on the freedom that we have. My dog said, we are so privileged. We have so much freedom that we have the option to be lazy. Whew. Shout out to dog, Key Richie on the line. She said, we have so much freedom in this country that now we have the option to be lazy, right? So that is it's a scary thought because we're so disconnected from what we went through, what our ancestors went through, just to have this conversation. Guys, back in the day, we wouldn't be sitting here on a Zoom call together talking about how to be a better version of ourselves, right? So what this patience, I don't want out to run and start ranting a little bit, but the topic tonight is patience. So patience, it provides clarity. It provides the necessary sacrifices, and it allows you to get what you truly desire. And you can hear it. You can see it. You'll be able to feel it all the time, right? So think about this on tonight. The first question I have for y'all is, are you clear about what you want? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Are you clear about what it is that you want? That's the first note you want to write down. Now, let's go down the word patience. I'm going to give you guys an acronym here, right? Patience is required. Somebody draw some exclamation points. It's them big red emoji exclamation points. Drop them big red exclamation points in the chat and say, and I want you guys to know that patience is required, okay? It's dependent upon what it is that you want. We're so used to this hot pocket mentality, right? Then that's when I said we start correlating our goals with time. We want the hot pocket success. We want the toasts, right? We want to put the toast in the bread in the toast and it be done in 2 minutes, right? The Pop-Tarts, they can just pop right out. That's the type of success that everybody wants, that they wanted in a few minutes. But this is the thing. You want success that didn't take you any time, and yet you didn't gain any experience, any lessons, any value to sustain it. It's just like, so I teach day trading for you guys don't know this. And so as a day trader, I have so much experience with that at this point. It's a no-brainer for me. So when people come to me for mentorship, I say, well, you got to give me at least 2 years. Not 2 years for me, 2 years for you to what? Have an experience, for you to go through a process. So you don't need patience for a Pop-Tart success. You don't need patience for a popcorn. So I think I saw somebody drop popcorn success, right? But if you want a 5-course meal, it takes time. Somebody say 5-course. Somebody drop 5 in the chat box, or some eating, or some plates, or some food. Who want a 5-course meal? Right? They got 7-course meals out there. But we want the meal. We want to eat 5 courses every single day, right? So you have to understand the magnitude of what it is that you want requires patience, some level of patience. Right? So we trying to eat. All right, who's trying to eat? Right? I don't want to eat for 5 minutes. I don't want no popcorn success. I want to be eating every single day. I want to be thriving, flourishing. I want overflow. See, I want this cup. This ain't generational wealth, by the way. I want this cup to be overflowing. All right. Let me go ahead and keep going. Right. So now there's 2 types of people. There's people who read the dictionary, and then there's people who don't. Who are you? What category do you fall in? The reason I say that is because if you're reading, if you're listening to audios, if you're really trying to be obsessive about how is that these people are becoming successful, how can, even if you don't even look at other people for inspiration or for experience, because when I look at other people, I'm looking at their experience. Okay, like my music mentor, I said, Miss C, her son asked her, how many hours a day did you practice? She said 4 hours a day. I said, that's what I'm looking for. I need to hear her experience. So what? I take that and I put it in my life today, right? Miss C got to be a good 60, 70 years old. She knocking, right? But the lady is sharp. And I said, okay, if she could just put her hand, she could really shoot music and just go play. I mean, I want to be able to do that. So how do I do that? I ask her what was her process. I ask her what her experience was. I don't ask her for her results. That's obvious. Success is the result, but the process is the experience. All right. So you got to be looking at the experience. All right. So we have to understand that you have to understand the magnitude of what you want requires patience. So are you reading or are you not? So as I hear these things, as she gives me materials, as you study materials about what you want, ladies and gentlemen, it's a young lady I just seen on Instagram who's an old friend of mine. She was saying she want to go to law school. Right. I said, that's amazing. Why? Because she's not looking at age. She's not looking at how much time has passed. She doesn't care about that. She's care about the mere fact that I've let this vision sit on the shelf. Let me blow some dust off this vision. Let me bring it back to life. Somebody say back to life. Y'all drop back to life in the chat box. So what it is that you need to bring back to life on tonight? What have you set aside and allowed to just be on the shelf and not give it any love, not give it any attention? Because I said last week, the power of assumption. That means you expect it to happen. So when you're not acting on those things, first of all, when God gives you an idea, why are you not acting on it? Do you understand how big a blessing that is? For me, I'm so connected spiritually. So I'm always asking God for guidance. Everything I ask for, y'all, I'd be like, God, please just, I said, God, it's your turn. Because what I'll do is I'll research everything that I want. If I want to learn how to play the guitar, I'm going to learn everything I can online and it's something. If I want to learn how to be a rocket launcher, I don't know. I'm going to learn everything that I possibly can, but I'm also say, God, what should I do? Give me direction. Give me guidance. I need your assistance because I know I can't do this alone. So when there's no connection, there's no relationship, you're often guiding yourself. But how many of y'all know that God is an on-time God? And when you just open your mouth and you ask him with boldness, when you ask him loud, listen, it's your turn, God, I need you. He'll open it up. He'll let you know what's popping, right? He'll give you instruction. He'll give you direction. So when you begin to saturate yourself in information, family, naturally, when you really want to have a deeper understanding, you open that book and you ask yourself these questions. And you guys are going to understand what I mean by dictionary tonight, because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go through I'm going to break down patience as an acronym. All right. Now, it's so funny because the first time I heard this definition, I didn't even realize it was in 2019. When I read the word, the book of James talks about patience. It talks about faith and works, right? And so the book of James, I said, well, but let me go look up the word patience. Mind y'all, I didn't even know I was told the definition of patience back in 2019, 4 years ago. So I was sitting here like, man, it wasn't until I began to seek it for myself that patience began to make sense to me. 2 years ago, I think it was, a year ago, I looked up what patience meant and didn't even know I was already exposed to it. So patience means, I just know about heart, patience is the ability to accept and tolerate the delay, trouble, and suffering without being angry or upset. So when I saw the word patience, I'm like, I know what that means. I know the real definition. All right. So patience means the capacity to accept. All right. A capacity to accept or tolerate, tolerate delay, accept or tolerate delay, accept or tolerate trouble, accept or tolerate suffering. Okay. To delay, trouble, and suffering without being angry or getting upset. Endurance. All right. Your spirit must manifest itself into this patient being. On your way to success, guys, you got to tolerate delay. Y'all understand that? Yes or no in the chat box. On your way to success, success is the very end of the goal that you're pursuing. Okay. On your way to success, you have to tolerate delay. On your way to success, you got to tolerate trouble. On your way to success, you got to tolerate suffering. You got to tolerate your own mistakes. You got to tolerate the setbacks that you created. And isn't God so amazing that he gives you another opportunity, another chance to make it better again? All right. He gives you another opportunity. Say, you know what? You messed up this time. I'm going to help you again. You messed up this time. I'm going to help you again. He just keeps giving us resources to what? Keep going. He loves that you're persevering. So why not help this person? Yeah, they knuckleheads sometimes, but I got their back. Right. But see, on your way to success, you got to tolerate delay. Now, understand that I'm saying on your way to success. So on your way is the process. On your way is the process. Success is the end. Please write that down. On your way, which I'm going to give you tonight, is the process. Success is the very end of that particular goal. So how many goals do you have this year? How many goals will you have for the rest of your life? How many goals will you have day to day? I got a whole bunch of goals. I have many successes that I'm reaching towards. Can I get an amen in the chat box? Anybody else got a lot of successes that they're reaching towards? Whether it's weight loss, whether it's forgiveness, whether it's better communication, whether it's financial increase, whether it's having a net worth and building up your income, your portfolio, a promotion, right? Forgiveness. That is a what? That is a process, right? Upgrading your household, upgrading parts of your life, exercising daily, right? Taking more trips and more travel. Process to the end, saving money to travel is the process. It is the what? On your way, right? So just understand that, fall in love with that on the way to the process. So on the way to success. So you're going to, that's why they say success is always a moving target, because you're always going to have a new, listen, have y'all ever pursued a goal and you reach the end and then all that excitement that you had left? Yes or no in the chat box. You was excited on the way. For me, I've been dropping a pound a week, right? So that's been exciting, the process. But once I get to that base weight, I'm gonna just be like, yay, I'm gonna be excited for a couple of days. And then guess what? It's gonna go away. Anybody ever been there before? You were excited, maybe it was a car purchase, you graduated college, you graduated high school, you was excited on the way. You know, the minute you finally hit that milestone, it was like, all right, we hit it. All right, what's next? Yes or no in the chat box, right? Once you got to the end of the success, it was time to find something else. It was time to pursue a new success. So that's why I tell people, you know, that's why I look at so many people who are always in a constant state of creation, because once they hit the target, they're looking for that excitement again. So they have to always create goals, AKA they have to create new success targets. Success is always a moving target. So understand that success is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. All right. If you always have a goal, you're always reaching for that success, then the fulfillment is the process. All right. Right now, I'm in my mastermind group, we're compounding 500 trades, 1% a trade. And I'm excited as all get out. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna just show y'all how we're gonna do this the right way. Like, this is gonna happen. You just got to stick to the formula, you know? And I'm like, I'm excited. But guess what? When that thing check off, you know, it ain't gonna take me to hit $1 million to be excited, right? But when I hit $1 million, it's gonna be like, I did it. And then it's like, okay, what's next? What's next? So you always have to have a new moving target. When I learned how to play the piano fluently in sight reading, and I'm just doing it. Now that might be a natural high for a while, because on that side I can stay in the creative space where I can always create things with music. So that'd be still, I guess it's still new goals, because I'm creating new music, new rhythms and new scores and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. Don't ever get discouraged during the process, family, because that's the most exciting window. Be patient. Don't sit on your hands and be lazy. Now let's get to the patience acronym. So P, somebody drop patient process. P is for process. We're going right down the letters of patience. P is for process. Now, process is a series of actions and steps taken to achieve a particular end. All right. Process is a series of actions. On the way, right? On your way to success, you have to tolerate delay, trouble, and suffering. A series of actions and steps taken to achieve a particular end, to achieve the success. So what are your goals and what process are you following to achieve the final end, right? That's the process. See, there is no success without process. Like I said, people want that popcorn microwave success, but guess what? They never sustain it. So they were never successful. See, success is being able to keep what it is that you were aiming towards. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's been able, I have to use this one. Somebody plays the lottery and you think they're successful because they just won $1 million, right? But guess what? You look up 8 months later and they blew all the money. They're not successful. They just had a taste of the end. but they never acquired the process for the end to be a part of their lifestyle, to sustain it. That's why the process is so important. So having a taste and eating that 5-course meal is what? 2 different lifestyles, 2 different outcomes, 2 different futures. Y'all get what I'm saying? So there's a process that we got to go to and grow through. Okay? Go through and grow through. Success is the end, but the process is all the steps that we have to take to achieve that particular end. Okay? We are ready for A. A means action, the activity. A for action, A for activity. Now, I did not know that action means the facts. Action means the facts or the process of doing something to achieve the aim. All right. So the process is so remember, P is for process. It's the series. It's the series of events, the series of steps. It's a series of actions that you have to take. All right. But action is the fact and the process of doing something to achieve the aim. When I aim for something, there's an end in mind. There's a success in mind. There's a final result in mind. You got to claim it. You got to use your words. You got to speak it to existence. You got to get that thing out your mouth. O-U-T. There's out inside of mouth, right? So it has to come out. You can't be like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I got the promotion on my job. There's no, what's that word in the Bible? Vitality. The Bible says you have to speak these things with vitality. All right. Well, what in the world is vitality, B? I'm about to say volatility, like trading. Vitality is the state of being strong, active, and energetic. So God says, when you ask for what it is that you want, you don't sound mundane. You don't sound like you're bored asking for it. I'm so happy and grateful now I'm healthy. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am wealthy. You sound like he can't hear that request. He got to hear you thriving, energetic. Sometimes you got to go. You know what? When I used to stay with my family, I used to go outside and sit in my car, and I would drive to the end of the neighborhood, and I would go in the car and I'd be like, y'all about to forgive me, but this is how I am. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire. Yes, let's go. And I put on my Black Eyed Peas, or I put on something excited. God, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that I know how to manage my wealth. Thank you for this $1 million in my account today. And I speak it as if it's now. And guess what's happening? It's happening right now, y'all. Within 3 years, your girl is a 7-figure trader, right? I promise you. So what do? I'm so happy and grateful now. So I'm looking, what's happening is that energy also introduces a wider perspective. I need a finance manager. I need to allocate my funds to a trust. I need to make sure I need to put maybe even start a charity. I need to make sure I tithe 10%. I need to make sure I put 100,000 inside my E-Trade account, 100,000 into my crypto account, 100,000 into buying a house. I'm not going past about 300-400K. The rest of them are going to keep compounding, right? So when you start operating in the now, you start operating in the present, it begins to allow your subconscious mind. Oh, this is what I love about life. This is what I love about energy. See, your subconscious mind begins to introduce connections, resources, and people along the way because you went to your car. You was inside your house. You was inside your space where you said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have, and you have it today, right? So when you speak mundane, without authority, without knowing, without power of assumption, without expectation, without, what you say? Vitality. All right, what Google say? Vitality. Without vitality, without energy, all right? Without, vitality means the power of giving continuance of life. Without your words having life, without your words being, the continuance of life, present in all living things. That's what vitality means as well. The continuation of life, the present of living things. So are your words alive, ladies and gentlemen? Are your words still alive? You may be discouraged. You may be feeling down and out. You may feel defeated. You may feel burnt out. You may be in a season where you just like, I'm so tired of being in this season. But you can't be tired of being in the season because you wanted the process. You wanted the end result. So you got to be grateful. God, I am tired, but I am grateful for this moment. I have gained so much endurance. I have gained so much through this adversity. I have learned to be calm in the middle of the storm. God, thank you so much, because I still know today that I am a millionaire. I still know that I am healthy. I still know that I'm down 30 pounds. I still know that I'm getting this promotion on the job. I still know that I'm going to be able to pass this test to go back to college. I still know that I'm going to be able to have healthy relationships with my family and friends. I still know that I'm going to be able to have forgiveness for those relationships that I need to end. You know what I'm saying? So you have to operate in the now. Somebody drop now in the chat box. All right. One more time, Google. Vitality. Somebody drop now in the chat box. All right. So out of your mouth. All right. Claim it with your words, out of your mouth. Take the action to achieve the aim. What else we got? The next word we got is T for time. Ooh, I love time. I love time so much. I have been delivered from time. Because that's a sweet spot. See, guys, when you can deliver yourself from linear time, that's where you realize you really have patience. Because you don't talk about how long it took no more. You don't talk about how long you've been in your process. That's not even a part of your identity. See, I meet people say, B. Burrell, I've been learning how to play the drums for 5 years. I've been learning how to trade for 7 years. I don't understand that. I understand what they're going through, but I don't know how to connect with that no more. Because for me, my thing was, I don't care if it took me 8 years to learn how to trade. It's better than working 60 years on the job. I don't care if it took me 10 years. If I look at Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon in 1999, oh my goodness, and look at it today. Look at it today, 23 years. Oh my goodness. Would you wait 23 years to become $1 billion company? Yes. That's what y'all got to do. Y'all got to look at people's success stories. Look at people's success stories. Go through their biographies, right? I look at, what's his name? He's a rapper, him and his wife. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. That was the lime green or the mint looking the mint movement. Toby Nduige, whatever his name is. You know, people look at him. I thought he popped up on the scene one day. So who's this guy? And I went through his YouTube. This guy been doing this for like 15 years. He has been driving the same content. And guess what? When we look at him, it's like he just popped up online. But no, he's been dropping content for 15, 20 years consistently. Him and his wife, right? So we don't study people process enough to understand where our direction should start, where our inspiration should come from. So be Burrell, time. Time is the indefinite. Do y'all understand what indefinite means? Yes or no in the chat box? Indefinite, without end. It's the indefinite continued progress. Time is the indefinite continued progress of existence of events in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. Y'all, I heard this in 2019. That didn't even click to like a year later, 2 years ago, right? It's indefinite, continued progress in the past, present, and future as regarded as a whole. Time is regarded as a whole. It is one being. Ooh. But if you never open up the book, if you never looked up the definition, you sitting there thinking time is my Apple Watch. No, that's not time, baby. It didn't say time is what's on your wrist. It says indefinite continued progress of events in the past, present, and the future simultaneously as a whole. Spiritual does not know time. Just because you've been in your business pursuing this, pursuing that, etc., for 6, 12, and 3 years, it does not years. You think you're supposed to have success. See, I did a call in the end of last year called Surplus Power. And then the Surplus Power call, I talked about listen, sometimes I see older people get so pissed off at young folks because they be like, I don't see how they did that quicker than me. And they're allowed their ego to not be humble enough to ask this person for assistance. You want to talk to the younger person because you're older? Like, that doesn't make sense. No, see, surplus power means you did something the right way for a consistent amount of time. And you overfilled how much effort to put into it. For instance, it's another person taking piano lessons. They study 30 minutes a day. I study 4 hours a day. Who's actually giving more time to it? See, I'm adding more surplus power because I'm filling up more than I need to, and I'm studying the right way. So what happens? That's what I did with trading. But I just thought about this. Same thing I did with trading. I was studying like a maniac, by the way. but I was studying 4 to 6 hours a day during my work days. And I was studying 12 hours a day on the weekends. Yes, that's what I did. So guess what? I can sit at home today and my best friend pull over because what? We just chilling, right? Because I put the time in. So you got to understand. And I use my story, guys. So that's just my testimony. Take those words I'm saying and put it into your own story. What have you been doing indefinitely? That's good. What are you doing? Oh, that's it right there, Be Real. What are you doing indefinitely, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question. I hope y'all caught that one. We'll have to use that in my academy. What are you going to do? Are you going to do this indefinitely? Woo, woo. So now that you're pursuing your goals, ladies and gentlemen, that's the solution. Pursue them indefinitely without end. It just sounds better, right? The past, the present, and future are all one because what you do today contributes to all of them. What? What do you mean it contributes to all of them? The past, the present, and future are all one. Whatever you're doing today contributes to all of them. So whatever you're doing today, let's take just losing weight. You go into the gym every day. You're eating the right foods. You're taking better care of yourself. You go to the doctor twice a year or more times a year, whatever. What that does is it eliminates the old identity of who you used to be, right? And it's remodeling the person you are today, which will also remodel. It will, at the end of the day, create a new version of you in the future. They all work together. There's something you've done in your past. There's a version of you who you used to be, and somebody trying to come to you today, trying to talk about something that you did 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Bro, that ain't who I am. See, today what I do is totally different. That eliminates my old identity. Somebody ready to erase that. Or somebody drop erase in the chat box. You ready to erase old habits. You ready to erase poor thinking. You ready to erase procrastination. You ready to erase laziness. You ready to erase complaining. You ready to erase indecision. Right? I don't know who that person is no more. I'm erasing that version of me. It's a new me, right? New. All right. So T for time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that definition. If you ain't take nothing away tonight, indefinite progress in the past, present, and future. Okay. A year from now, you're going to be, the question is, a year from now, are you going to be the same? 5 years from now, you're going to be the same. Indefinite continued progress. I am so happy and grateful now that I pursue my goals indefinitely. Ooh, that's it. The right way, though, because you can pursue goals the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. I know it. I mentor people all the time. Like, that's not how you're supposed to do that. They've been putting time in all kinds of wrong. All right. But if you stay consistent, you'll come along and meet somebody who can help you along the way. Somebody who can course correct you along the way. There are people who are sent to you for you to give them instruction. So make sure you're open-minded about giving people value. All right. We all supposed to be winning. Now, are you really patient? The meaning of time, the meaning of the name time is, I think it comes from Greek. All right. It comes from hero, warrior, to be chosen. So when you achieve your wealth, you're going to be looked at as a hero. It took time. Don't y'all ever see that? We look at people with wealth. I know I be Googling people net worth all the time. Because I'd be like, man, I just feel like that's a challenge. I love looking at people's net worth because it makes me go look at their process. Let's take Rihanna. Rihanna is what, 30, less than 35. And she's a billionaire. So I need to go study what her process was. Not necessarily that I want to obtain billions. Yes, I mean, I do. But it's like, I want to know who she became. What did she read? What did she study? How many hours a day was she working? How was she putting herself in a space where she could have creative thinking? I want to know that. I want to know that the on the way. I want to know the on the way period. All right. I look at some of you guys and some of your goals and some things that you've achieved. I want to know, what did you do on the way? The success it catches my attention, but that's not what I want to pour into myself. I want to pour what you did on the way. All right. So yeah, we look at people when they hit significant goals, whether it's Olympics, whether it's people starting their own tours, launching their own companies, and they're doing all these different things, because I'm quick to research. I feel that's so significant because they had this level of endurance. That's what y'all got to take away from when y'all looking at people. Don't take away jealousy. Don't take away complaining. Don't take away envy, because God gave you the same abilities. We all got a mind. We all got our well-being, right? You take away the process. Somebody drop process in the chat box, right? So when you look at the time, oh man, it took him 15 years to do that though. You go look at the process. Oh, they've been doing this for 15. Oh, they started that company 20 years ago. They deserve what they have today. So stop looking at people as if the success was a microwave experience. No, these people have been putting 20, 30, 40 years in research, in productivity. Then that's indefinite what? They pursued the goal indefinitely. So why wouldn't God bless you? Why wouldn't you attract what it is that you want? Right? I means inspired. Inspired. All right. Inspired means an extraordinary quality. It's as if arising from external creative impulse. Okay. An extraordinary quality arising from external creative impulses. That's why we tell people to go spend some time with your dreams and your goals. You're waiting for the final vision to mold, but that doesn't mean you can't participate in the molding. That doesn't mean you can't participate in the hands creating what it is that you want. This building, I always use this building as an example. Well, before I moved here, guys, I would drive by the building. It had no windows. It had no patios. It had dirt all over it. They were still building it. So what did I do? I went to go participate. God, I'm so happy and grateful now that I live in Powell's Ferry. That's what I used to say. Guess what? So even though I couldn't physically touch the building because I get in trouble, I came and my eyes would see it. I would smell the new concrete. My ears would hear the construction. I was involved. Get involved in your process. Get inspired. What does impulse mean? Because it says to be inspired, right, is to arise from external creative impulses. But impulse means an extraordinary, impulse means inspiration from the outside. Okay. So those who are not plugged in are missing inspiration that's necessary. Inspiration, sitting in solitude, inspiration by looking at other people's process, right? Inspiration, get those senses working, start doing meditation. You won't be able to tolerate and accept delay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not inspired. You got to keep fueling yourself. You got to get that. Y'all ever felt like demotivated sometimes? You be like, man, this is taking a minute. You start feeling lack of motivation. You don't feel an impulse to take action no more. That's why you got to stay involved in some way, connected, so you can keep refueling your battery. Y'all ever seen that little Energizer Buddy commercial? You gotta refuel, right? So don't forget the purpose of being involved in, maybe it's a car you want to purchase, maybe it's a degree you want to get. Look at people who've got their degree. Go on YouTube, go print off the degree and frame it. Print off the degree and a mock-up and put your name in it and frame it. I do stuff like that, right? I have all of my crib. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire. My plan has changed several times, but now I finally realized I had to go through all these experiences to get the right plan. And it's already what I've been doing, but guess what I wasn't doing, y'all? I wasn't pursuing the plan I wasn't pursuing the right plan indefinitely. I was pursuing the plan of becoming a millionaire, all of this for the past couple of years. But now I finally got the right plan. It's skills that I already have. It's what I've already been doing. Now I just need to do it 500 times over. All right. So you got to think about that. If it wasn't for the books and the audios, if it wasn't for conferences, if it wasn't just being here with y'all on tonight, I'm feeding to myself too, hearing y'all experiences, hearing your gratitude. Some of us wouldn't even be here today. What info are you downloading in your mind to help you keep going through the struggle, to keep you inspired, right? What conversations are you having? Make sure you separate yourself from people who are not feeding into you guys. Y'all are powerful. You are amazing. It's so much buried inside you. Ashley, Giorgio, Kiana, McNeil, Sean, guys, it's so much inside of you that it's exploding. So watch out for the people you surround yourself with. You can't even always have conversations with your colleagues. You can't even always have conversations with your family. Pastor said Sunday, his grandma was his best friend, but it was sometimes in his life, his grandma would say the most discouraging things. He had graduated high school. He had to quit, drop out of college for a minute because he started having kids. And then he went back to college and his grandma said, boy, it's too late for that now. You see what I'm saying? Boy, it's too late for that now. You got to be careful who you're sharing your visions with. If people aren't rooted in faith, people aren't rooted in God. And first of all, I'm not sharing my vision with nobody who don't match my work ethic, who don't match my results. I'm gonna be straight up, because it shows me, no shade to you, but I gotta protect my vision. I gotta protect my feelings. I gotta protect how I feel, my vibration, right? So you gotta make sure you study the audios, get into the experiences, stay inside of the books, the audios, the tapes, the conferences. Look at people who you can study their process. All right. 4 to 6 times a week. Get involved. Stay engaged. It's not enough just to have the images and pictures, guys. You got to get involved 4 to 6 times a week. All right. I'm always looking at something for some motivation. All right. Now, when you hold that image in your mind, it will reproduce itself at some point. What did I say? Pursue your goals indefinitely. If you are holding your vision in your mind, right, it will reproduce at some point. Action follows belief. All right. Action is driven by inspiration. Stay hungry, 5-course meals. You have to have a desire. All right. You hold that image in your mind because desire is going to make you have action without effort. Y'all caught that? Desire makes you take action without conscious effort. When you hungry for something, y'all ever been hungry for that certain food you wanted? Y'all ever had a craving? Yes or no in the chat box. You ever had a craving for something? You're like, man, I'm finna go get this. I gotta have this. Like tonight is a night. I gotta go have that meal. All right. That's what desire is. Desire matches that level of intensity. So when you have a desire for your goals, when you actually are craving, obsessing for something, you hold that image in your mind, it will reproduce itself because actions are going to follow your belief level. All right. And like I said, your action is driven by inspiration. 4 to 6 nights a week. What are you doing to stay involved in your goal? Not just by taking the action, but what are you doing on the external side to inspire yourself, to feed your senses, right? You got to play pretend, right? You got to lie to yourself the right way. Stay hungry. All of these steps are in sequence. We got three more letters. E for expectation. Expectation is a strong belief that something will happen. What I just said last week, power of assumption, is knowing that it'll happen. Expectation for E is the strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Words, images, emotions, infuse yourself praising God, praising for grateful. God, thank you so much. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a fluent musician. I'm the best piano player on the planet. I'm so happy and grateful now that I can sight read. Man, sight reading is crazy. I'm doing it so quickly now. I remember when I'm talking today, I'm still studying sight reading, right? I might move slow as a turtle in the version that y'all see, but in my mind, I'm a beast. So it doesn't matter what you're doing today. It's what you believe, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Get that in your mind. Strong belief that something will happen through words and images. And so what I just said before with inspiration, get involved. Go see that image. Go feel it. Go touch it. Trigger your senses. You have to do some level of stimulation. You have to. It'll keep you inspired. And then you'll start increasing your expectation. N for never. Somebody say never, ever, ever, ever. I know he said forever, ever, but never, ever, ever, ever. If you really want something and it's really clear to you, I'm looking at y'all in the eyes, even though y'all got your cameras off. If you really want something and it's very clear to you, you'll never quit. If you really want something, it's a burning desire, it's an obsession, you'll never quit. And that means at no time in the past, the present, and future, because remember, time is regarded as a whole, at no time in the past, present, and future, on any occasion, that you will quit. Because if it's something that you really want, you'll never quit. What I just say, indefinitely pursuing the goal, indefinitely pursuing the process, indefinitely pursuing the end result, aka success. All right. C for commitment. C for commitment. Are you committed, ladies and gentlemen? Feeling dedication and loyalty to the goal, to the activity, to the job, to the cause. You're wholeheartedly dedicated. Wholeheartedly. What in the world does wholehearted even means? It means with complete sincerity, trust, and commitment. All right. Well, what does sincerity mean? Definitions. You got to know it all. You got to break it all down. Don't go off of what you assume it means. And don't even go off what you learned at school, guys, because a lot of that stuff was wrong. What does sincerity mean? You go look up the word wholeheartedly. Look up these words. All right. As you come across these things in your reading and your audios and all these different experiences, do y'all understand that sincerity means the quality of being free from pretense, deceit, and hypocrisy? It means the quality of being free of fake feelings. It means the quality of being free of fake feelings, fake belief. Oh, I believe this, but you really don't. It's being free from misrepresentation of the truth. You flexing, you pretending like you really want this goal, but you don't. When you're free of that, it means being free of claiming to have this certain level of belief, but you really don't, right? So being committed means you're free from all of that, pretending that you believe. You're free from pretending that it's going to happen. You're free from doubt. You're free from indecision. You're free from all of that. Commitment means the dedication and loyalty wholeheartedly. And last but not least, we have experience. E for experience. I done went from patience, P-A-T-I-E-N, C-E, patience. The last letter is E for experience. It's the practical contact. It's the engagement. It's the process. It's the experience, right? It's the practical contact and observation of facts and events that have happened along the way. In interaction with events that have happened along the way. To encounter occurrences. Contact is the key, because you will be granted the greatest gift in life, which is experience. Y'all, I tell people all the time, you can go to school for business management, you can go to school and get a degree in how to run a business. But for those of entrepreneurs online, hell, even a job, you can go to college and they'll teach you the fundamentals of the job, but they won't teach you how to engage with employees. They don't teach you customer service. They don't teach you patience with your manager. If you own a business, they don't teach you the patience part of running the business. They don't teach you the dry and the dry seasons that are happening in your business. They don't teach you that people will stab you in the back. They don't teach you all of those. That's experience. All right. So book knowledge and practical knowledge is two totally different things. Real contact, real interaction. All right. Anybody ever been there before? At the end of your patience is experience, ladies and gentlemen. These things you want in your life, and these lessons that will propel you. Don't allow external changes in your life to change your focus. All right. Don't allow the pain and adversity that you're going with to change your focus. You keep pursuing a goal while you're crying. You keep pursuing a goal while you're grieving. You keep pursuing that goal while you're missing a loved one. You keep pursuing that goal while you have negative dollars in your bank account. You keep pursuing that. Y'all get what I'm saying? That stuff is going to happen. But the goal is only going to exist if you don't stop. But when you stop, the goal goes away. All right. Some people will quit. It happens. But you got to keep moving on. Don't look at how long somebody else staying in the game. It's your game. It's your play. It's your world. If you know what you want, again, you won't quit. Quitting is not a feeling that resonates within. I can attest to that. When you want, when I want something, feeling is not it doesn't even exist. I don't even know what that word means. All right. Especially when you know God makes provision. All right. The action, especially when you know, so why would I quit? God said he'll give me the desires of my heart. Why would I quit when I know I got God on my side? That's like my top key bullet point for myself personally. You got patience, you got experience, you got time, you got all of the action and faith and works. But me knowing God alone, that is the biggest nugget I have for myself personally. I hope you guys have that as well. All right. Provision is the action of providing and supplying something for use. God makes provision. God supplies my need. God makes provision. God supplies the direction, the path. He opens up the doors and resources. One thing you guys got to realize is, how do you gain patience? All right. You read the word. The New Testament really changed my life. When I see all these testimonies and these stories of people really being patient to meet Jesus performing these different miracles. I'm reading different books and audios from Dale Carnegie, Earl Nightingale, Barb Proctor, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins. There's so many people, Marion Williamson, just all of these books and information, Dr. Joseph Murphy, all of this data that they just give this free game, right? You can just get on YouTube and just type in personal self-development books and audios, self-help, right? But oversaturating myself with the right information removed me from being a negative Nancy. It removed me from being impatient. It removed all the wrong feelings and emotions. My character completely changed, right? Because I just kept pouring myself, just listening to it. If I was listening to music, it had to be instrumentals. But a lot of times I would just read books, every single word. If I was on a plane, if I was waiting, if I was in a waiting room, right? Or at least put the audios in, listening in the car. Just take that time, guys. It's going to change the game for you. But reading the word, knowing and experiencing all these miracles, and I'm about to be done, all these miracles he performed, the data, the testimonials, the bios, digesting all this information that focuses on increasing the value of myself. Increasing your value will also increase your awareness. You can't become what you haven't processed. Reflection, memorization. 3 scriptures I want y'all to take away. Philippians 4:19. God will supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Top of my list. I pursue my goals indefinitely, knowing that God supplies all my needs. Anybody with me? Right? I'm a believer. So anybody with me? Psalms 37:4-5. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act. Act. He will act. Make sure your goals are God-centered, because everything happens for that reason. Matthew 6:33, last but not least, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his rich righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. Right? All right. So my mastermind group, I said, listen, this trading plan is called God's provision. This is faith-based. This is not all for our own strength alone. So me learning music, it's all for his glory. It's all for his will to be done in my life, for me to impact lives. Generational wealth is God-centered for us to impact lives, to grow and develop in all of these areas of our life. So patience, ladies and gentlemen, y'all got the 6 takeaways on tonight. All right. Patience, patience, patience. First P, the P was process, A for action, T for time, I for inspired, E for expectation, N for never quit, and then C for commitment, and last E for experience. Keep God in the center of it all. I hope y'all got some value tonight, baby. All right. Patience, patience, patience. Keep God centered and pursue your goals indefinitely. And make sure you're pursuing your goals with the right strategy, with the right plan. Don't just be pursuing your goals based off of your own knowledge. Gain mentorship. Get online, study, research these different people who are in your industry, whatever it is that you want to acquire. You want to be a better lover, give more money. I mean, don't give more, but do more nice things, give nice gestures, compliment people more daily. You want a better relationship. You want a healthier lifestyle. Get on Google, get on YouTube, TikTok, search up all the health gurus. Information is available. It's at the palm of your hand. Pursue it, gain knowledge, get mentorship. That's the shortest way. That's the shortest route to success. All right. It's still a route. It's still a process, but it's the shortest way to mentorship. The short way may be 5 years. The short may be 10 years versus 20. Remember, time is past, present, and future. All right. And definitely, it's regarded as a whole. So I hope y'all study those notes. I'm going to drop the playback on tonight. So I'm download this call tonight. I pray y'all got it, man. Y'all got some value tonight. Holla back, holla back. We got some value tonight. It was a good call, man. I'm grateful. And definitely pursue your goals. All right. I love you guys. The Generational Wealth Community Chat. Y'all, what's our hashtag tonight? I know y'all know that one tonight. What's the hashtag tonight? Give it to me. Give it to me. What's our hashtag tonight for the group chat? There we go. Key Richie dropped it in the building. Hashtag patience in the Generational Wealth Community Chat. Please, please, please. They may not even know what we're talking about, but when I drop that playback, they're going to know. All right. Hashtag patience. I love y'all. Have a blessed week. Use these tips to modify your goals and course correct along the way. Let's get it. I believe in you. Peace and blessings.